Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by my shop. This is Chuck, and as you know the channel's Outside Screwball, and somebody's got to come in just because I start talking, I guess. Oh, Howie boy. No, you're not going to get on camera. Go, go, go. So I want to thank you all for stopping by the shop, and thank you for a lot of new subscribers. As you know, a lot of you guys watch Abom 79, Adam Booth. Got him right here behind me. He sent me some recent swag. He sent me his little pin and some more stickers, and I forgot where I put them. Some more stickers and his sign, which I had there in the very beginning of the video. Way cool. Thank you, Adam. And quick shout out to Adam. Thank you for doing a review on my SCREWY balls, and thank you for many of his subscribers that came over and watched my channel and have subscribed. I really appreciate it, and welcome to my channel. So this video, no machining in it, just going to be some discussion on tools. It's got some very special things here. This little box here came from the UK, from Chris from the UK, and we will show you this. It's awesome. But let's start with what a fool I am. So the other day I go down to MSC, Old Rutland, go to the retail store here in San Jose to order more balls, and so talk to him about selling me balls at the same price I'm getting them at Enco at a 20%, and they said sure, we can work that out for you. So I'm standing there while he's working some paperwork, and they've got a clearance table. So I go and nose around the clearance table, and I spy this guy. And let's see, I'm going to stand behind there real quick just to make sure it gets into, that you can see it. So it's a phase 2 radius angle dresser. And so I see it there on the table, and there's a, I should have took some photos with it. Anyway, it's on the table, and there's the cut sheet out of their catalog. It says $762, and big red pen across the piece of paper, $300. Ah, geez, that's a pretty good discount. So I open up the box. Yeah, the styrofoam's damaged on the inside, plastic's kind of tore up on it, and I pull it up. I kind of pull back the plastic. It's got just a little bit of, you know, I don't know if you want to call it rust or dried up cosmoline, but it looked fine. And so I looked over at the guy at the counter, and I says, hey, tell your manager I'll give him $100 for it. And he goes, okay. He goes, let me talk to him. I'll let you know. I'll give you a call later today. So I've got my hopes up. Going to pick up this tool for $100. Sweet. Yeah, you see them on the web. Used, they sell from anywhere starting asking on eBay, maybe $150 for a used one, up to, if you buy a real good one, maybe $1,600 or more. So anyway, I get a call the next day. Oh yeah, manager says, cool, you buy it for $100. Yeah, sweet. So I run over, I buy it for $100. Well, I come home that afternoon from work, got it in the truck, and so, of course, I'm a proud owner now, and I got to show it off. So I bring it into the shop, set it on my welding table, and I'm going to take a photo and send it to my mentor and buddy, Chewy. Yeah. So I set it out, pull it out of the box, I set it on the bench, and I look at it, and I go, what the hell did I do? And, of course, the clearance table says, all sales final. Well, the snout on this unit right there, that snout, I didn't catch it when I looked at it. There's 2 holes there for 3/8 diamonds, to hold the diamonds. Well, the first hole, the whole snout had been pinched back, bent, so that you couldn't get anything in it. The set screw, of course, was damaged that holds the diamond. So I looked at it, and there it went from elation to stupidness. You know, the jackass ears came up on my head. So didn't take a photo to send to my buddy Chewy. Just put it back in the box, and well, I fooled around. Of course, the snout is hardened, and So I'm thinking, well, okay, you win some, you lose some. So I'm thinking, well, you know, I'll have to fool around and see what I can do with this. So I notice, I pay more attention to the box, and I realize it's a phase 2 product. So next day I get a hold of phase 2. They have a 800 number, and I call the guy phase 2. But previous to that, I wrote MSC to find out if they had any parts available and if they had a user manual, since that wasn't in the box. And they were doing research for me, and then I stumbled on phase 2 on the box when I finally looked at it, and so I contacted phase 2. And you can see I'm just bumbling through all of this. So the guy at phase 2 answers, and I says, yeah, I purchased one of the radius angle dressers, the 225-102. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, we haven't built those in 12 years. I went, oh. I said, well, okay. You have any parts available for him, or user manual for him? And he says, no parts, too long ago, because I think I do have the user manual, and I'll email it to you. And hung up the phone, and of course never got it from him. And MSC finally sent it to me. Good customer service there. I gotta be happy with them. So anyway, I got a tool that is damaged, and it could be a nice trophy for the shelf for $100. So I loaded it back in the truck, and I went down and saw the buddies there at the counter, and went in and said, hey, he says, am I stuck with this thing? I says, you guys ought to mark on the box better what's wrong with it. This thing's damaged. It's no good. And he says, no. He goes, that's fine. He goes, typically we hold the clearance items, the receipts, for a couple of days just in case. So he goes, let me go check. And he went and pulled the paperwork, and he goes, yeah. He goes, here. And he gave me a full credit. So they've got the damaged tool back, and I got my $100. Really wish it wasn't damaged, but that's the story. A little bozo, bozo me. All right, let me rearrange the camera, and we'll talk about the special box. Okay, let's talk about this box. But before we talk about it, let's go back in time a little bit. So, probably almost a year ago, I picked up a bunch of tools at the flea market from a lady named Carmen. And one of the items I picked up was this bore gauge. And it's a Mueller gauge. It reads in tenths. And as you can see, there's a couple of blank spots here where it's missing a couple of the small anvils that are used in the tool. Pull it up here where you can see it better. So I had shown this back then, proud owner, and I got a private message from a fella named Chris Stevens from the UK. And Chris said, I have a very similar bore gauge. I can make you the anvils you're missing if you want to verify the thread. I think his was a 1032 is what he said. If you could verify the thread, he goes, I'd be happy to make them for you. So went about verifying the thread, and it was not 1032. This tool is made in England, and so it happened to be a 4BA. And so I told Chris what it was, and he said, fine. He goes, I'll make you some anvils. Time went by, and I think one day he might even wrote to me and said, he asked me about the anvils, and I said I never got them, and whoops, hit the camera there, and he goes, oh, he goes, I never sent them. He goes, I've got them. And so actually about, I want to say 3 weeks ago they arrived. And let me show you these guys. And Chris did an amazing amount of work and beautiful craftsmanship on them. And I gotta start though on something very simple. As you can see, it's in a cardboard box. Well, Chris made the cardboard box also. I'm going to dissect this cardboard box and learn how to build cardboard boxes, because I think it's just he just did a slick job. It happened to be Go Cat food, I guess, is what it is. Well, as you can see in here, let me pull it out, is he made a set of anvils. Oh, come back here. So he made a set of anvils that the steps in the anvils are by 1/16 of an inch. He made them out of drill rod. Just a beautiful, beautiful radius on them. They're drilled, and then of course they're all threaded, the 4BA. So as you notice, there's a nut on this one, and we're going to have a little discussion about that. So when the anvils came, of course I was excited as heck, and tried to screw it into the female on this unit here. And as you can see, I'll get in camera there, they're threaded correctly, but right about there they bind. And so I went over to my friend Carl's, and well, there's another extension right there. The other extension was unscrewing. I went over to my buddy Carl's, and we put it on as comparator, and we did the comparator between one of my existing anvils and the new anvils that Chris made, and best that we could tell was the root dimension wasn't deep enough compared to the existing anvils. So Chris told me that he had used a die to cut these, and so I was looking to go get a die so I would try to clean them up a little deeper. And Chris said, no, he goes, it works fine. He goes, I tested it. So he goes, I'll send you the tap. And so he sent me the tap. This was a follow-up, just came a couple days ago. And unfortunately, the piece that is in here is hardened. So although the tap would run into it, it didn't do the clearances that I needed. This extension rod, which is the stock one, this hole was buggered up, and this rod always had a problem going in that hole. Ran the tap in it, and it works fine right now. So here we are now. My little solution right now is I actually had some nuts. If you remember in one of my videos, people that watch them, I had a fella that gave me a whole 30-pound box of metric Allen head bolts. So it turns out they're all metric, and there's a nut that fits, and that nut actually works as a perfect spacer for it to lock up. So I'll probably end up making another one of these that won't be hardened, and run the tap and try it, but I just haven't had the time around here, and I just wanted to show off Chris's work. It's just unique. The other thing he made for me, and is this sleeve here, and this sleeve would, when you're using the tool, this would sit on the edge of the hole and allow you to keep the tool much more in the perpendicular direction, so for reading the gauge. And I think I'm just buried on time. I wanted to set up a display. My son's back in the hospital, and I'm not doing anything in the shop, trying to get a video out for Tuesday. So if I get a chance, I'm going to do a follow-up to this and show this gauge in action with Chris's arbors that he made, or I'll try to do it in a subsequent video coming up. But again, Chris, I just want to say thank you very much. Fantastic job, just amazing. Great work. All right, thank you. just wanted to do a little follow-up there and show I had one of these parts out of there. So it shows you all the parts in place with all the extension rods. And then he made a little holder for this accessory piece right here. Way cool, Chris. And Chris Stevens does have a YouTube channel, although he doesn't do any posting on it. But you will see his insightful comments on a lot of the guys' channels. Always has great comments and great wisdom. Okay, thanks, guys. I think I got a sign up, because old Howie, all he'll do is greet you and lick you. But that's going to keep any bad guys away. Right, Howie? We'll go for a walk? We'll go for a walk? Huh?